Our ancient Glacier is going to match the workspace inside of After Effects. So we're going to create a brand new document that's going to match the viewing area, of course, for our viewers. And we're going to make it 1024 by 768. All right, so that should get us close to what we need. Now keep in mind, some things like clouds and that kind of stuff, we want to make a little larger so we can animate it. We can take that layer and move it slowly in the background so the clouds look like they're actually moving. Now for video, we want to keep our footage at 72 in this instance because that's the resolution of our monitor. And I'm going to keep my background content at transparent. Now let's go ahead and bring those images in. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can, once you have a folder full of images, you can open that folder and drag every image to the Photoshop icon. Or of course you can just go to File, Open, and bring those guys in. So I'm going to go to my desktop. And I'm going to just click and drag to get all of these images and load them up into Photoshop. Now I also want to show you another way to do this because this way, of course, gives us the tabs and we can see all of the pictures that we have available to us. And if you don't see these tabs, just hit the letter F on your keyboard for Frank, and that will change your workspace so that you see no tools, you see a full screen, and you have the option to see tabs. So now that we have our images in place, we can start to think about how we can arrange these guys. And the reason I do it this way is because I want to look at the images and start to piece together in my head what I need to do. So I'm going to look at my document here, okay, the untitled document. And the first thing I want to bring in is, of course, the background. So I'm going to go ahead and find that image, which is right here. And I can press the Command or Control key and the letter A, or I can choose Select All, like so. I'll go ahead and copy this by pressing Command or Control C. And I can deselect it by going to Select, Deselect, or Command or Control D. I can go to that image or that new layer, and I can simply paste it in place. Now, as I said before, this is a lot larger because I want to animate it. All right. If you don't want to animate it, of course, you can press Command or Control T, which will give you the ability to scale this down. But for now, I'll leave it as it is. All right. Now, how else can I get images from one document to another? Well, I can also drag them directly. So I can click on this cloud layer, for example, and I can drag it into the document, as you see here. So I just clicked and literally held down the Move tool and dragged it from one document right into the other. And look how large this cloud layer is now. For now, I just want to bring everything into one document and not worry about any issues as far as how big these things are. There is another option though. Let me just show you something real fast. I'll create another document. Right? So I'm going to go ahead to 1024 by 768. And by the way, this is not really a Photoshop lesson. There is a wonderful Photoshop course on the VTC website, so check those out. There's quite a few, I believe. But After Effects, you really need to use Photoshop because you're going to do lots of work to color correct and to prepare things before you bring it for animation. So I have this document open and I'm going to go to File and I'll choose Place this time. I'll just click on one image. So I'll just grab the background, place it, and I can scale it. So I'll go ahead and hold down the Shift key and it allows me to keep everything constrained. I'll hit Enter or Return to accept. I go ahead and do that again. File, Place. Bring my clouds in. So I like to give you guys options as to how you like to work. Of course, File, Place is going to really make it a little easier to make things are to scale. And the real advantage to doing this is we create something called a smart object. Look at the layer icon here. So we're making a reference to these images now, and we can scale them small. For example, I can go like this, hit Enter or Return, and typically when you blow it back up in Photoshop, you're going to get a whole bunch of pixels. But a smart object bypasses that and only references the original image, so we can really scale it up and never really lose resolution. So choose which way you guys want to work, the place method or the method with all the different layers. and bring all of your images into one document. And from there, we'll start to comp these things together.